Hello viewers, I'm Sadia Khan and you're watching YouTube channel Learn with Sadia. My topic for today's video is difference between angiosperms and gymnosperms. Yes, in my channel you will get to see the videos of both English as well as biological sciences, that is topics from botany. So for good clarity you can go to the playlist and there you can choose the topic which you want to watch. Here in this picture, I try to collect almost every difference between the gymnosperms and angiosperms. Now we begin. In gymnosperms, we mostly include trees. Okay, large trees. Okay. Now in case of angiosperms, we include herbs, shrubs, and tree. In angiosperms, we can see all the variety, but in case of gymnosperms, only trees are there. Okay, in gymnosperms, xylem vessels are absent, but whereas in angiosperms, which are highly developed, which are having highly developed vascular bundles, so they contain xylem vessels in them. Coming to the third difference, companion cells are absent in gymnosperms, but you can see companion cells in angiosperms. Cone, see, coming to the next point, presence of cone. See, cone formation is a very specific feature of gymnosperms and cones are absent in angiosperms because we know in angiosperms complete flower is present. Moving to the next point, flowers are absent in gymnosperms. See here, cones are playing a good role in gymnosperms and flowers are absent, whereas in angiosperms, flowers are present. Coming to this strobili, strobili are unisexual and flowers are usually bisexual. Strobili are present in gymnosperms and they are usually unisexual with few exceptional cases. Whereas in angiosperms, flowers are usually bisexual. Here in case of gymnosperms, ovules are naked. Ovules are naked means they are not surrounded by ovary. That is the reason why there is no fruit in gymnosperms. Okay. In case of angiosperms, ovules covered inside the ovary. Ovary is present. Ovary is the feature of angiosperms. Okay. Then moving to the next point, ovary absent in gymnosperms, ovary is present in angiosperms. See here, in case of gymnosperms, there is no flower. As there is no flower, obviously there is no style and no stigma because these are the parts of flower. When it comes to angiosperms, angiosperms are the flowering plants. They contain flower in them. So obviously style and stigma will be present in angiosperms. Now moving back to gymnosperms, double fertilization is absent. See, double fertilization is a very specific feature of angiosperms. So double fertilization is absent in gymno, but double fertilization is present in angiosperms. Here in case of gymnosperms, the ploidy of endosperm is haploid. Okay, endosperm is haploid in nature. N will retain its ploidy as N, whereas this in case of angiosperm, the endosperm is triploid in nature because it is formed by the fusion of 2N with N. Moving to the next difference, in gymnosperms, archegonia is present. In case of angiosperms, we don't have archegonia. We have well differentiated flower with style and stigma in it. Okay. See here, archegonia is absent in algae as well as in angiosperms. Need to remember this point. Archegonia is present in bryophytes, pteridophytes and gymnosperms. Only in case of algae and angiosperms, archegonia are absent. Now coming back to gymnosperms, here ovule is unitegmic. In gymnosperms, ovule is unitegmic and in angiosperms, ovule is bitegmic. Here teguments are the layers surrounding the ovule. So there is only one such tegument in case of gymnosperms. That's why called as unitegmic. Two such teguments are present in angiosperms. That's why ovule of angiosperms is bitegmic. Now moving to the endosperm. Endosperm develops from female gametophyte before fertilization in gymnosperms, and in case of angiosperms, endosperm develops after fertilization. In gymnosperms, pollination occurs only by wind, whereas in angiosperms, pollination occurs by insects, wind, water, animals, etc. So, all these things will act as pollinating agents in case of angiosperms. Hope this video will be of good use to you. Thank you.